I used to go to my parents' DVR and watch episodes of Showtime's Queer as Folk. And
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Because you were on Queer as Folk. I don't even think the children know. I don't think the children know.
Once upon a time.
It was in no small part due to that show and its portrayal of sex positivity among queer people, its erasure of HIV stigma, and just the pioneering characters there that I'm able to be a proud gay man today. So I really appreciate your trailblazing work. Thank you so much.
People who are LGBTQ+ have sex, they have beautiful relationships, and we all need that Me Too moment when we're watching, when we're listening to any of those stories. So if we see someone on screen that we can't relate to or identify to, even when it comes to pronouns, it's so powerful to see your story told in that way.
It became important to me that Adina not be the authority on the right or wrong way to be a Muslim or a feminist or a lesbian. She's just one woman, one person trying her best to find her way through the world and be true to herself.
A love story, like a romance, the ones that we all grew up watching, except with two women of color, which is kind of amazing.
You are a mermaid who is exploring her sexuality.
So for her, when she tries to make a connection or she trusts someone, like with all of her other emotions, it's an open gate. So whoever she wants to explore a deeper connection with, or whoever she's drawn to, she'll just go for it. And it's lovely, it's very freeing. I wish everybody could feel that way about who they like.
We brought in a new a love interest for Callie, and we thought that it would be a really interesting opportunity to have the female lead of a television series, focused on young audiences, to start dating a trans man.
You don't learn that Aaron is trans until, when he first shows up, until what, four
episodes
in? Yeah,
in.
4 episodes in. And it's a very, very casual, like, yeah, I'm trans, like, and Callie's reaction is like, oh, cool. Like, it's very, very casual, and I was super stoked for that, because that's how I go about my transness.
This summit, this whole idea, this notion of a little forward is really, really true to the Freeform brand and the Freeform ethos. It really is.
I think it's just amazing that YouTube and social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat can give someone like me a voice to represent and amplify these characters in the real world, and to bring these characters forth, to spark a movement and create a fire for inspiration for these writers to create content around it.
I just hope that what's going on right now allows people to forward the conversation and make it more about educating and opening up dialogues about how people react in a workplace and how they interact in an intimate relationship, and just starting it to, like, using it as a launching point for a conversation.
At the heart of it all, we all want the same thing, but we should never feel like we can't tell that story because we can't relate to it. Because we can always reach out and get that hug from a Patrick, from anybody else who has lived it, and share and tell it. So I think that this isn't just people who work in the sex education space or people who work directly in the space of working with LGBTQ+, but for every single person who has a platform to lift up a voice that's close to theirs.